Eastern Conference, man. Before we get into some transactions, one of the things I kind of want to talk about first and foremost was that boy Dame time, Dame Dollar. My mouth kind of dropped to the floor pause when I got this notification, but the Bucks ended up waiving and stretching Lillard's remaining contract, which he was still expected to be owed 113 million across 5 years. So basically, in doing that, they're going to reduce the immediate cap hit to roughly 22.5 per season. This was the largest wave and stretch in the NBA history. And they used the cap space to sign Miles Turner to a 4 year, $107 million deal. And why it matters, they said Giannis is reportedly unhappy with how the roster was. So I guess they wanted to do something to kind of keep him happy, if that even kind of keeps him happy as well, too. So the decision appears to be part of the Bucks' effort, like I said, to reinforce the roster around Giannis and stay competitive in the Eastern Conference. And obviously, with Damian Lillard being old as he is, and the track record with torn Achilles, it may not be good for him, moving forward as well too. But what's next for Milwaukee? They're saying is they've added rim protection and spacing with Turner, but they are accumulating dead cap for years to come. Like I said, that 20 plus million a year. So how this affects future moves and Giannis long term is still a question. But now with Damian Lillard, he can fully rehab as well too. He's gonna get paid kind of like Lou Aldag we saw from years ago with the Lakers as well too, and he can actually sign a mid level exception to be on a competitive based team. But what are your thoughts hearing this news? With Damian Lillard getting released or waived rather, and do you think he'll be able to bounce back or give us a little something?
I don't think he's going to sign no mid-level exception. I think whatever he signs is going to be a bigger contract for sure.
Damn, so you
Uh,
think he gonna get the bag from them and then another big bag? That's damn. Okay.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think he's going to get like 2 years, 80 million, but he might get more in the line of like 2 years, 60 or 50 something. Like I just don't think he's going to take any exception because he was still like, you mentioned Luol Deng, but Luol Deng was never Damian Lillard.
Hmm.
So when before he was playing, he was still playing at an all-star, all NBA-ish level.
That's
Um,
true. Yep, you're right.
I don't know though if he's gonna. That's the interesting part is if any team is gonna sign him for this upcoming season because it feels like he's gonna be
Nah.
out the whole year. So he might
Yeah.
just kind of go unsigned until next summer. Of course, he's still gonna be making money because they waived him. So I think that I don't know, man. I think they just need to trade Giannis. This team is ass. This team that
Mm.
they just put together is like literally terrible. Like you have Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent, him as in Giannis, Miles Turner. And
Jericho Sims resign,
Bobby
right?
Portis, Jericho's like there's nobody else on this team who is good to great at all.
And and wasn't that you that said they're cooked with their future first round picks too, right?
Yeah, they traded most of them to get like Dame, basically. They traded a lot of them, I'm pretty sure, to get Drew, and then also traded a lot of them to get Dame. So yeah, I mean the team was mediocre last year. I think they're on pace to be mediocre again. I know we were talking earlier, like I'll give you, because you have Giannis, you'll probably be like 500, but this th that team last year, I think was probably better, and they still started really bad. I think you remember they were like 2-8 or something like that. Like they had a
Oh
really bad start to the
yeah.
year. Yeah, so there's nothing that makes me think that this team, it just looks terrible. It's really just a terrible team on paper. So, maybe they could surprise somebody and do something, but I think you're at a point because you have no more assets because you traded all these people to put people around Giannis that at this point, the only way to really move forward is to trade him and recoup all those assets. I mean, you look
Mm.
at the Thunder they it's the trades for the trades that they did to get rid of James Harden, to get rid of Westbrook and KD that allowed them to build this team. And at least the Thunder never won with that team. They made it to the finals, but they never won. At least you won with Giannis in Milwaukee, and you can say that. But at this point, unless he's cool just chilling there on some mediocre teams, which he might be, that he already did win a championship. He has two MVPs, so like maybe he's cool just chilling. But that team isn't going to do anything, and I think that. it's whatever waiving Dame, I guess, because he wasn't going to play. But now you're putting yourself in an even worse position for the future in terms of like they're literally going to have to hope that they just get, you know, like a Malik Beasley who we signed him for 6 million last year. And I know but he had a great year. Like they're going to have to hope that they just sign somebody for a little money and they way outperform that. But even that means it's going to be like a 1 year deal more than likely. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that. I don't know what the management is doing over there, to be honest with you. But we will see.
I mean, I'm thinking right now too, because I mean, I always thought about Katie going over there too, but once it obviously became unrealistic with Giannis going to a Texas team, I was just like, yeah, he's probably just going to stay put. But what would you see even a viable option for him to go? Because I think he's owed 50 on average in the next 3 years, 58 million a year. So
Mhm.
obviously you're gonna have to gut that mother freaking roster. But like, where's the option you think he could actually go?
I mean, he could go anywhere, really. Of course, I think Houston would have been a good fit. I like him on the Warriors.
Oh, I didn't even
Um,
think about Danford. Fuck it, Jimmy. Bye.
yeah, I mean, completely, honestly. Um, that I think would be really good. I mean, we were talking about the Clippers. Like that would be if you just had those three, like I don't care what the rest of the roster is, I would have faith in it. Um, so honestly, I can see him in a lot of different places as long as it's just about like you have to have somebody else next to him. You have to because that's just the league. Like, and the somebody can even be, like, because Jokic won with Jamal Murray, who's not really an all-star, but he's all-star level. But like,
Hmm.
there's still not even anyone on this team that's that level. Like,
Yeah.
and so it doesn't really happen with you winning like that. Like the last person, I would say Dirk won. But even Tyson Chandler was like a defensive player of the year type player?
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. I'll tell you what. Well, Miles Turner is like damn near 7 feet, 7 feet average, like 5, 6 rebounds. Giannis probably about to average 16 of them this year.
Miles Turner was awful in the playoff. I mean in the finals.
In the
He was
finals,
awful
yeah, in the
in the playoffs,
finals.
but in the
So
finals, yeah.
we'll see. And something funny I saw, they were like, yo, the last time Miles Turner wasn't on the Pacers, this is what the NBA looked like. You still had Kobe and Tim Duncan in the league. You had Melo on the Knicks. You had young Dame and LaMarcus Aldridge, a part of the Blazers.
Damn.
D Rose was with Jimmy in Chicago. Chris Bosh was still in the Miami Heat. And then you had KG when his farewell stuff with the Wolves and Lob City with the Clippers. Like he's been there for a while. So I know Tyrese Halliburton punching air right now. He's like, damn, I'm gonna be gone for a year. Y'all get rid of him already. Like, so we're gonna see
Yeah.
what happens with the Pacers as well, too. And then my last question to wrap this team up with with Damian Lillard, a superstar caliber player, obviously, it was kind of an anomaly because he was injured getting waived. Do you see any future teams going this route when they want to have a little bit more flexibility and waiving a player who makes a good amount of money for the cap space?
I mean, it's always a possibility. I think there's a
Hmm.
reason that people haven't done it though, because it just kind of destroys a lot of your future opportunity. Um, but I think that most teams would probably try and find any other way out of it. Um, But that's also again like a interesting situation because he's injured, and they know he's going to be out the entire next year, and they're trying to still have some type of contender around the team or yeah,
Hmm.
around Giannis. So
Ah,
it'd be an option, but I don't think. I mean, they said the last time that the last biggest contract like this was in like 2000 or something. So it's not something that happens all the time. I think it'll
yeah.
be a minute.